And we're back. We just watched Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I almost messed that up.
Yeah, that's definitely our toughest one, but I thought we killed it right there.
It was good.
That was good.
That was good.
This movie.
How the fuck? I think we're good though. I don't think there's any wires for her to mess up.
She can't knock the camera down.
That's potential.
That also seems like
here she comes.
Our
here comes
greatest
Foxy.
threat.
Foxy, don't you? All right, good. Okay, we'll just roll with it, I guess. We got the dogs for those listening on audio. The dogs snuck in after we shut the doors, but I guess we forgot the bathroom.
Yep. Hey, sit. Yeah, look at that. Hey, can
Lady
you sit?
almost did.
Yeah,
Nice. Great, the dog trainer.
Anyways, just gonna start this off. I think this movie completely embodies my phrase, "What a journey."
Yes, dude.
I mean,
yes.
I think this is the craziest movie we've seen.
Yeah.
On this podcast.
You know what's interesting about it too, that I thought my first reaction to it is that it's a very random and unique way just to give the message of you can kind of make life whatever you want it to be. No matter what happens, life is what you make it out to be.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many references to that, but there's just so many ridiculous ways that they showed that point, and it's just so funny and so out of this world.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that this was an award-winning movie, and they have like...
But it also makes... Wait, what were you going to say?
That it's an award-winning movie, but they, show people that have hot dogs for fingers, and the guy has a raccoon. Like a joke from the beginning ends up like becoming a universe.
It's canon.
Instead of Ratatouille, it's a raccoon, because the Asian family didn't know what they were talking about. So the Asian dad was like, "What? There's a raccoon on our heads, and like, what's going on?" He's confused about the storyline of Ratatouille, and then there ends up being a raccoon.
Yeah, you just know the writers room, like, chef. They were like, "Wait, write that down. We can use it. We can use anything."
They just kind of like literally, but it's on theme too, because the whole movie is about randomness will help you jump universes. That's how you can jump universes, by doing something random, because it's your decisions that lead to your future.
Yeah. There's a Rick and Morty episode that pretty much does this entire thing, but it's like a Rick and Morty version.
Yeah, but it's based on the movie. 'Cause a lot of those episodes are based on
exactly
other movies.
But that, like, I just remember Rick would like tell Morty to do something like super, super dumb and random. And then Morty would do it, and they would like do the same thing. And so I put that together, like watching this. I was like, oh, I've seen this concept. Of course I've seen it on Rick and Morty.
The writers, because they copy a lot of movies for their episodes. They would like take the theme or the way the movie went about, and or the concept of it. And so
they just Rick and mortify it.
Yeah, they definitely sat down and watched this movie, and they're like, this would be a fucking great episode.
Yeah.
Like that was like a Hail Mary, or not a Hail Mary. That was like a holy grail for them.
Yeah.
Watching this movie in the theaters.
I just really like the message of this movie, just being that like you can choose to look at the life that we all pretty much share, like on this lonesome planet in a vast dark universe, and you can be terrified of it and choose to just be unhappy about it and believe that nothing matters, so what's the point of anything? Or you can be more understanding that there's just highs and lows in this life. You're never just going to reach a high to where it just lasts forever, and you're never going to reach a low that lasts forever. Like, it's just highs and lows, and you can just roll with it.
Yeah, no matter what. Life doesn't matter, truly. In the grand scheme of things, our lives do not matter. Yeah. So why would you choose to be miserable during it?
Exactly. That's what I took away from it.
But it was a
great message. Yeah,
it was a roller coaster of a movie. If you haven't seen this movie, it is. I mean, the premise of the movie is randomness. Like,
exactly. Yeah,
because life is random. Things happen randomly. In order for you to jump across universes, you have to do something random to teleport yourself there, because you are yourself in this universe, and so you need to do something that's not within yourself that you wouldn't normally do, to then jump yourself into a different universe. And so there's just so many randomness without it, or not without it. There's so many randomness within this movie.
Yeah. With that being said, I'll definitely watch this movie time and time again. I just know it. This is one of my favorite movies I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I love this movie so much. But I have questions about the wiener fingers.
Yeah.
The wiener, the hot dog hands, whatever you want to call them. That one just like kept throwing me off. I even kind of understood like the raccoon coming back into place, but like, did we, kind of like you said, like they made a joke about how they didn't understand like what she was saying with the Ratatouille story.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, raccoon. And then all of a sudden that's canon in this movie. Did we miss a part where like hot dog hands or wiener fingers were like mentioned before they became canon too? Or
I don't remember,
just,
but maybe.
Or was somebody just like in the writer room just hot dog hands?
Yeah.
And everybody just stood up and just started clapping.
Okay,
they were like, oh my God, we just figured out the movie.
And think about this too. In that writer's room, they had to come up with so many random ideas and they had to pick them. So they picked hot dog fingers. We like it.
Yeah. Oh, keep that going.
Yes.
Keep that going. But then also think about this. That gets me thinking about when she kind of has like the revelation, or whenever she like, I think it's part 2 where it's everywhere. And it's like the hundreds of frames that they had. We literally talked about it, where it's like just different standstill shots of her. And it's like backgrounds, makeup. Like they had to do all of that. Like, do you think that's kind of how it was with the movie? Like they chose different characters on like how to go about this. They like...
Yeah, I think
because who knows how many ideas got scrapped from this movie.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
Yeah.
there's so many ideas they had, and I just think it's hilarious that they actually went with the hot dog fingers in the end. The final cut, they're like the final cut where they scrapped all these ideas. The best idea was hot dog fingers.
We're going hot dog hands, wiener fingers, or the raccoon on the head, or you know what? Let's just cut the BS. Let's make them rocks.
Yes,
I actually love the rocks.
the rock scene's pretty funny, but one
also
more thing,
moving.
One more thing on the hot dog part.
What's that?
I think it's hilarious too that that's not even how ridiculous the hot dog fingers go. To make love in the hot dog finger world, you have to stick your hot dog fingers in your mouth, in other people's mouths,
and mustard or some kind of condiment comes out.
Ketchup or mustard comes out of your mouth, out of the ends of the
yeah.
the
I assume everybody has like different orgasms. I mean, it's just going to be different for every like. Some people might have like horseradish coming out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, who knows? Mayonnaise, and especially in a world this random, you know, with the hot dog, like maybe we could be talking like jelly comes out of people's mouths whenever they ejaculate in the hot dog finger world. You know,
there's definitely a universe where
there's
that does happen.
no limits to this. But at the end of the day, we can just be a rock.
Yep. There's a funny scene where it cuts to them going through universes, and there's one of the universes where life didn't form, and which is like most of the planets in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're just rocks. And so instead of talking, it's just like text on screen. Yeah. They did such a good job making that just hilarious.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite scenes, because at first you're just laughing about how ridiculous it is. And that happens so many times in this movie. Just the ideas that just pop up on the screen. You're like, holy shit, like they really thought of this. And your first instinct is to laugh. But then it's so good by like how beautiful they actually make the message.
Yes.
They're like, with the rock thing, like me and you just started looking at each other and we're just laughing our asses off. But then it gets so deep about like how beautiful it is. Like you don't have to worry about anything. Like here, you can just be a rock.
Yeah.
And like everything's so peaceful and everything lasts so much longer, like, you know, and I'm just like getting into it. I'm like, wait a minute. These are rocks.
Yeah. With just text on screen.
There's no talking. There's no movement. This is just a made up scenario. I mean, and in the scene, they're like giving... As the dialogue is going, they're giving like you dramatic shots of these rocks and nothing's happening.
Yeah, like there's like a drone shot panning the rocks in the landscape.
But then it cuts to like a close up of the rock, like because it's getting serious.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, because it's funny.
Oh my God.
Like going back to the decisions, it's the whole movie is about the main character's decisions of just like how she can
prioritize life, I think.
Yeah, in the beginning, she's only focused on the problem. She's focused on what is bad, what is going wrong.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny that the googly eyes was a sign from the husband, who's just like a happy-go-lucky guy. He's like all about looking at the positives in the world. He just wants to enjoy life, be kind, and lead a life of love. And so to be fun when there's a broken thing, he like puts googly eyes everywhere. He just thinks it's funny, and she gets pissed at it for whatever reason, the main character. But as she starts to like transform into her like loving self and looking at the positives of the world, her rock turns around and she has googly eyes on the rock. So it's like a little symbol of her, a little symbol reflecting her changing her mind, that she's kind of letting up on life being a little easier.
Again, brilliant writing, because those googly eyes are pretty much at the very beginning of the movie when she goes for the box. Like, I think that they're taking to the auditor, and he puts googly eyes on those. Like, they're about to lose their business, their house potentially. And so the box that they need to save all of that, he puts googly eyes on. And she just loses her shit. She's like, I said no more Google eyes. If I see any more fucking Google eyes, like, you know, just starts like going on a rampage. And then that ends up again just being so much deeper than you would have expected it to be. And so, I mean, to me, that's just like incredible that they like could think of something like that and just make it way more meaningful.
This was a good movie, and it had it was a very, very solid movie that won awards, but there wasn't any big actors. I think the chick, it seemed like, because there was a flashback, like of showing different universes, and it showed her
She's
like
famous.
actually on the red carpet.
Yeah.
And I saw behind her, it said Crazy Rich Asians, that movie. So maybe she was in that movie. But I don't know her in anything else.
I didn't recognize any of these people except the lady that...
The old man.
I do recognize him, yeah. What from, though? I've seen him, but I recognize him, and then the girl from Parks and Rec that says, money please.
Yeah. The worst character on Parks and Rec.
She also does a voiceover for...
Jamie Lee Curtis, too. We also knew Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously. That's her.
Oh, yeah,
That's the white lady.
Yeah.
James Hong is Gong Gong. That was his name. Kung Fu Panda. Who is he in that? He's a...
he might be Poe's master.
Mr. Ping.
Yeah.
Who is that?
All right.
Oh, no, I think Mr. Ping might be Kung Fu Panda's like dad. Maybe. Let's see. Mr. Ping, Kung
Fu
Fu
turtle?
Panda. No. Yeah, he's his dad. The bird. The noodle shop guy.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's where he's from. He's Mr. Ping.
Yeah, but like we recognize him from something
else.
else.
He's a voice in Mulan. A lot of voiceovers.
Yeah, but I've seen him.
Yeah. He's in Bloodsport 2.
There was a second Bloodsport.
Remember, there's 4.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow, he's
also in Bloodsport
so
3.
Ago.
He's also in Bloodsport 3. Hell yeah.
This guy has seen everything now that I think about it.
He's been everywhere.
He's seen all aspects of Hollywood.
He's been everywhere doing everything all at once.
Oh my God. Yeah. This movie, it'll make you laugh your ass off. It made me tear up at times.
It'll make you be like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah. Also, very confused. Great action scenes.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fight sequences that I was just really impressed with.
This movie hit it all.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything.
Love, action, sci-fi,
confusion, comedy, heartbreak. I'm trying to think if there were any, like, horror aspects. I don't think I really got, like,
no
scared, but
that's more the action. Like, it wasn't scary, but it's like tense.
Yeah,
you know.
I bet if you watched this on some magic mushrooms, you'd probably get a little scared at some points.
Yeah, you probably understand it from the jump.
Yeah,
you probably unlock a third eye in your mind.
Yeah, the third googly eye.
That's a good thing with the googly eye too. There's a scene whenever she this is the point where she actually realizes that she can make whatever she wants out of life, and she literally does that by the enemies were shooting at her, and so she stops the bullets and she turns one of the bullets into a googly eye and puts it back on her head where the bullet was aimed directly. And so Gray was like, she unlocked her third eye.
Yeah. And well, then you gotta realize it also just stayed there for like damn near the rest of that whole, almost the rest of the movie. That third googly eye was just right there. All of this, I mean, she hopped all of these universes to essentially like get her out of control daughter to like finally just like chill the fuck out. I wonder if that's really what it's going to take if and when I ever have a daughter.
Well, it took...
Am I going to have to unlock a third eye?
Maybe.
And just...
Well, no, you just can't be like the mother. You can't have your baby mama be like the mother.
Yeah.
Because the dad affected her. She passed it on to her kid. That's what happens to a lot of people. I was talking to somebody and I think I was talking to Mercedes. I was like, I think one of our main objectives in life is to try to be better than our parents were. Because if everybody just keeps doing that generation after generation, then the world becomes a much better place. Because if, your parents might mess up on some things, so you just don't do that. You might mess up on a few things, but it won't be as bad as your parents and then your kids and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So that's essentially kind of what happened here.
Yeah.
She's trying to change it for her kid, and it took her to do all this craziness to get her daughter to be like, snap out of it quick. Like, hey, stop.
Yeah,
I fucked up.
All of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because going back to the randomness, everything is so random in the movie. And I mean, the main, I guess, object of the movie, like the main thing they're trying to get after, the secret part, is a bagel. Yes, that has everything on it.
A warped bagel that the godlike daughter, like the alpha daughter, the omega daughter, alpha and omega daughter.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, she has the ability to like teleport to different universes, and like she has all these powers to like shapeshift. She can change like settings, like she can do anything pretty much. She can like warp reality. And for whatever reason, she's decided to put every aspect of her knowing into a bagel.
Just random.
Got to figure that one out too. There's got to be a deeper meaning to that I might have just missed. But she puts everything on a bagel, and then she wants to go into the bagel so she can finally die.
Or erase her existence, I guess.
Yeah, because the Alpha Omega, she's pretty much like the god of her version of like herself. And so she feels everything, like knows everything. She feels all the pain. She feels all the happiness. Like she just feels everything, and she's essentially overwhelmed because she's the only being in the universe that can, like, that has unlocked this power. So she wants to get her mom to understand it with her, and then they can go and die together, and then finally be at peace, which is essentially nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but why it was a bagel? I don't know.
I don't know either.
A black bagel at that, like a really rotten, gross looking. I think it's supposed to look like a black hole, kind of.
Yeah.
And then it's like kind of funny because it's a black hole.
Yeah.
But because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, a black donut. But no, it was a
Even
black bagel.
Worse.
Yeah. I don't even like bagels, so.
I'm not a big bagel guy either.
It's because we're from Texas, dude. Apparently, we don't get good bagels around here.
Yeah, apparently the New York bagels are next level.
Which is BS, dude. I went to New York. I had the bagels. Still just tastes like a bagel. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was kind of good. But like the hype that these bagels are just like one of the best things ever. Like I'm not buying it. And I tried going into it with an open mind. Maybe I didn't, but I just don't really get the hype around bagels.
I'm not a big bread guy either. So
I'm not a big bread guy either. Yeah. So like, I don't know, but like if I'm going to do bread, I want some meat in it. Like I want like a pig in a blanket, or we got Chick-fil-A. I had the chicken in the, what are they called?
Chicken minis.
The chicken minis. If there was no chicken, I would not eat just that little bread.
It's probably pretty good with that whatever they put on it, that glaze. They put that like honey glaze on the top.
It's all right, but I'd rather have the chicken than the bread.
Yes. I sometimes eat the chicken, not the bread sometimes. Like if I'm full or I don't really want the rest, I'll just eat the chicken.
Yeah. My
big bread thing is donuts.
I'm just not a big donut guy anymore.
I love donuts, dude. That's my one cheat.
That's your cheat?
Like, yeah. I don't like cakes, really. I like ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream?
I love ice cream.
Okay, I thought you were about to say,
oh
I don't like ice cream.
Oh, no. Bluebell, vanilla. Come on, changed my life. Changed my day. But no, I'm getting into like red velvet cupcakes.
Ooh, I don't like those. I'm not
That's
a big
good.
cake guy, and so red velvet's like the most cakey cake because it's kind of thicker.
Yeah,
It's not my style.
Good for you, dude. I also found out that red, like color dye or maybe food coloring, the red specifically, is like the worst because I guess it can like affect your mood, like actually make you crazy over time if you consume like too much of it.
A lot of those dyes are just chemicals. They say
Exactly.
that they're edible because your body can just like poop it out. That's all that means. It's not, your body can't absorb it. It's not giving you any nutrients, just so that your body can like pass it through. So it's not really edible.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like
you shouldn't, just because it like can be digested doesn't mean you should just eat it.
exactly.
Consume
Like,
it, yeah.
like, okay.
Like I don't know.
There's a big, I follow this guy. His name is Carnivore MD. He's like the guy that created the carnivore diet. And he has this diet called animal based that I've talked about before that I like to tend to follow roughly. But his main advocate is against seed oils. He's all about don't eat seed oils like canola oil, vegetable oil.
I've heard of this kind of stuff.
All of those because it's just processed, refined, heated, like horrible oil that's complex for your body. It's edible, but there was I think it's the FDA or some health organization wrote that
Probably wasn't the FDA.
whatever it is.
They're our enemies. But
They are
continue.
enemies. But even so, I think it was something like that because even our enemy said it's mostly considered safe for human consumption. What you mean mostly?
Mostly. Is it or not?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's this gray area you're talking about? Like,
No.
is this good for me? And they're not good for you. They're horrible for you. And they were originally used for machines, like machine lubricants. And they found out that you could eat it. So they started using it. It's cheaper to make. And that's what
it comes down to. What did you just say?
It's cheaper to make.
Cheaper to make.
So I try to just eat only olive oil because that's not bad. Like extra virgin, they just press the oil out and that's not bad for you, he claims. But it's like he thinks all those seed oils is what's contributing to like our health downfall in America. So making us obese because our bodies just don't know what to do with this excess calories and they don't know where it goes, how to process it. So it just makes us fat.
A lot of factory processed food is also, but that also stems to the seeds.
Yeah, if you look at everything, it has seed oils and it has like sunflower oil or something like that, peanut oil, something that's not good for you.
God, it would be a lot easier if we could just be rocks.
Just be a rock.
Just be a rock.
And that scene, it's funny how they like just put the framing like it was a picture, like a poster.
Yeah.
You know, like it was right in the middle, white text on the blue sky. It was a nice color.
I was wondering where we were. What just happened? And then I quickly realized, oh, they are the rocks.
We should get that poster.
I want that poster.
I guarantee it's sold.
No, I just want like a picture where it just says, here you can just be a rock.
What'd it say?
There was that, and then there was another one that I can't remember that I thought was so funny.
The one that said piece of shit?
Yeah, you fucking piece of, I don't know.
All right, let me see. Rock poster.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Okay, looks like it. Pinterest popped up first. We're all small and stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there is a like for sale one.
They had a lot of different shots of these rocks with like pretty golden captions, so
Yeah, they did a lot of frames. Like
yeah.
they worked on, like they wrote these for like each frame to be funny.
yeah.
Like they put a lot of thought. Probably.
No, like whenever the rock would like start getting deeper, it would like be like a shot from kind of down where you could see like the clouds like zooming past.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just it's like a very big like main character speech moment.
yeah.
But it's just a rock.
Just a rock. That's hilarious. It's probably fun for them when they threw the rocks down, watching them fall. It's probably fun to film, honestly.
Think about like the set behind the rocks too, like in real life.
Yeah, how many people you think were back there filming the rocks?
Yeah. Hold on, wait. That wind's too loud. We gotta let it die down.
Yeah. This was an A24 movie too. We didn't mention that, but it was A24. Classic on making original movies. One of the few that are doing it.
Was absolutely original.
1,000%.
Never seen a movie like this before.
No, this is truly one of a kind.
So with that being said, what do you rate it at?
8.
Okay.
I give it an 8.
I think I'm giving it like a 8.7, dude.
Nice.
I love this movie.
I was going to go, like early on, I was thinking about it. I was going to go like 7.7. It was already high. But I was like, nah, I'll give it an 8.
This could turn into one of my favorite movies ever. I like the message. I like how they pretty much executed delivering the message, and like just everything connected. Because like we keep saying, everything was so random, but at the same time, it all made sense. Like we left this movie and like there was like a clear, understood message that we both got from it, and like I think that's just really impressive to do with how they made the movie
and not making it corny and like
no,
it's not like it's not they made the message was very apparent, but they didn't throw it in your face necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. If you could make me tear up with like, I mean, dude, like there were times where I was tearing up during the rock scene.
Really?
Like I was like, this is moving shit. What is happening? Why am I like kind of like being moved by just these shots of rocks like with text? And then so after that I was like, this is just a great movie. It was a great movie. I have no shame in it.
It's good because it showed the concept, like they showed the theme at the lowest of the low and the highest of the high. Like if you think about it, the message is obviously what we said before. You can choose how you want to live life, or you can choose your perspective on life. Like however you can make life whatever you want it to be.
No,
essentially. And so it showed that even the most loser person, the mom, who has not accomplished anything in her life, she's never followed her dreams, never been a positive person, right? Always been miserable for her entire life. Even she was able to make her life happy by herself. And then it shows that you can do that no matter what it is. So it gives you these crazy scenarios like hot dog fingers, rocks, I don't remember what else, but it's just all these random, a raccoon on your head, and you're going back and getting your raccoon back that was controlling you to cook food like on Ratatouille.
Kung Fu Pinky.
Kung Fu Pinky.
Kung Fu regular, like regular Kung Fu.
Regular Kung Fu. So it's just this randomness, and it shows that no matter what is happening in life, you can make the most of it if you choose to view it that way. It's all about your perception.
Beautifully said.
It's all about your perception, which I think is true. Like, have you ever, like, sometimes when I'm tired and I don't really want to work, I don't want to like make reels or like whatever it is. I'm like, dude,
just don't want to do anything.
No,
just want to be a rock.
Yeah, I just want to be a rock, just chilling on the couch. But I'm like in that negative attitude. I'm tired. I don't really feel that good. But if I can get myself to like get some fresh air, you know, kind of revamp myself, realize why I'm doing it, get myself in a happier state of mind, I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Essentially do something maybe random. I mean, obviously like going outside or something like that, like just this movie, now that I'm kind of starting to think about it, just with what you're saying, like it doesn't have to necessarily be something random. It just has to be something to snap you back into it.
Yeah.
Or snap you out of like just that weird lazy funk. It's like, wait, no, I'm not tired. Like I have energy. I'm good. Like I have plenty of life in me. Like let's do it.
Yeah. It also kind of teaches you to, or tells you a little bit to embrace the randomness of life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Because like you don't know what can happen if you do something random. Maybe something good happens. Maybe you learn kung fu down the line with this one decision. Like embrace the randomness. You don't know where it's going to take you, and just be happy about it. And I thought it was really funny. So there's a scene when they're in their IRS audit. They're in the IRS office, and the IRS lady points back to her awards about being like the top IRS auditor.
Yeah,
like 3 years in a row.
This was a really good pickup, yeah.
And I saw the thing looked like an odd trophy. It's like a black thing on top, and it looked like a butt plug. And I was like, that's kind of funny that they made the tax auditor's trophy look like a butt plug, because it's like they, like fuck you in the ass whatever they do. They audit you, they steal your money, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was just funny how they like made the trophy look like a butt plug kind of. And then later on in the movie, they actually used it as a butt plug, because that was a random thing that they had to do to unlock a special power. Yeah. Two guys are running with their asses in the air trying to like sit on the trophy.
if they sit on it, they turn into like these kung fu masters.
Yeah.
Somehow from like the universe jumping. That's like the random thing that they have to do to like get them the skill set to like fight her, like the main character who has the kung fu set.
And if you notice, the hardest or the best things to get are from the hardest random things to do.
Yeah.
Like she either had to confess her love, which is really hard for her to do because she's not a loving person, right? Yeah. The mom, which she had to get her kung fu powers, I think it was. Or so, she had to get some type of powers, and they said, you have to confess your love to her. She's like, I can't do that because she's not a loving person. It's going to be really, really hard for her to do. Or she could also break her arm, or she could take a nap before the fight. 3 things are very hard. Breaking your arm is like, that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Taking a nap is just unrealistic. Like, you're not going to do that.
Situation, yeah.
And then confessing your love is something hard for her to do. The kung fu guys,
but it's also like the easiest thing that could be done, like in that moment.
Yeah.
It's like all you have to do is just confess your love, like, you know, or you could break your arm.
Yeah, because so like the guys that were trying to sit on the butt plug, that's how they got to unlock their magic kung fu powers.
Yeah.
I really try to think of a better way to say the IRS thing, the F you and the ass. I'd really try to think of a better way.
No, that's pretty much what they're going for.
I
right
know,
there.
but I try to think of a more elegant, not as vulgar way to say that, and I just really could not think of anything else.
No, that's. I think that's how they would explain that theme in the movie too. They're like, "What did you mean by, or like, did you mean anything by the IRS looking like a kind of anal sex toy?" They're like, yeah, the IRS is fucking everybody in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
We'll write that down.
That was pretty funny. Whenever it pops up and you see the guys running toward it, we're like, immediately, oh no, they're gonna try to sit on that.
Yeah. And then that is exactly
what they fought to sit on it. Actually, it was. I liked it. It was a very good movie.
You give it an 8. I give it 8.7.
Yep. All right. I think I've said everything I wanted to say about it.
Yeah, I think this movie is, you know, at the beginning, you're going to be so lost. But then, I mean, they also do a really good job of kind of getting you on pace with it. So even when the randomness really just starts to get out of hand, you're ready for it. And I think that's really well done.
Yeah, it was always kind of crazy from the get go. Because even in the first scene, you see the dad on the security camera footage. He's like, you see him transform into his alternate ego, the alpha version of him.
Yeah. And
he jumps around and he's like doing like gymnastics around the area.
Yeah.
So you're like, that's random.
Yeah.
So
just one of those descriptions before the movie where they like try and explain like a summary of this movie.
What is a summary of this movie?
It just says like a blip in the universe like makes an almost audited woman have to save everybody, or you know, something like that.
It says, when an interdimensional rupture unravels reality, an unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in the balance.
Yeah. So I was paraphrasing, but that was like,
that's a good description for what that was.
That was damn near money right there.
That was money. It was who directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert.
Who was it written by?
I don't see. Let's see. Let's go to IMDb. Find out. I wish I would have seen this movie earlier. This is a good movie. I'm surprised. People talked about it, but
you saw it at exactly the right time you needed to see it.
That's a good point. Same guys. Writer-directors.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with writing like that, I'm sure
you have to.
They have the exact vision of what they're wanting to put on screen. So
we didn't talk about this, but the shot, like the cinematography, was money.
Mm-hmm.
So many beautiful shots.
No, everything about this movie is just great. So I mean,
yeah,
do you have a shot in mind though? I'm trying to think.
Well, I just remember the beginning scene that you like get into it. You're like, okay, this is about to be a good movie.
Yeah,
because it's that mirror shot and it transforms a few times.
Yeah. There was a lot of funny. Like they're kind of paying their respect to. One thing that I noticed is like anytime a fight scene was about to start, they would like narrow the frame down, doing a Mortal Kombat type thing. Yeah, like you could tell like when a fight scene was about to happen, like in Mortal Kombat, like, you know, because Mortal Kombat's all about like following a story, but then like when it's time to fight, that, you know, the screen like kind of closes down a little bit. That they do that a lot in this movie, so you can tell that they're just like kind of paying respect to that. Oh,
there was something else I wanted to mention. They had a great example of how they can show exposition. I always like look for this kind of stuff, like how are they giving the details out without being boring, and they did a really good job here. I saw from they got you really confused in the beginning. Like, you don't know what the hell is going on.
Not a clue.
So whenever she asked, can you just explain to me what's happening? You're like, yes, please. Like, we're willing to listen. Like, just tell us what's going on. Rather than in the beginning, he's like, hey, by the way, there's interdimensional things happening. This, blah, 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 this, that.
And she's like, what?
Yeah, and we're like, okay, what? Yeah. Like, what the fuck's going on? And we're still confused. But they confuse us to then get our interest in there to then want to hear
but then he
out.
tries it again. I think he does it like probably 3 more times. And we're just, we're just like, whoa, what? Hold on. He's teleporting universes, but like he's the same person, but he's not. And then she's pretty much reflecting how we feel as an audience. And then finally he does it again. He's like, don't worry, I'll be right back. And she just grabs by the arm. She's like, no, that's enough. Like, just sit down and just tell me everything. Like, explain it to me. Like, what the fuck is happening? And then he does. And then you're just like, oh, boom. Okay, that's what's happening. Let's roll.
One thing that I'm a little confused on with the world is he's able to jump himself into other bodies, but she doesn't really do that. She did at the end, I guess, but she'd always jump in and get powers in her same world. So I would like jump into myself that knows Kung Fu and then come back and with the Kung Fu knowledge. Mm-hmm. So he didn't do that though. He would jump his body into other people's bodies and then also jump out and gain the skills.
Yeah, I'm trying to, that part.
Because she did at the end, but for the most of the movie, she couldn't jump herself into a different reality. She could pop in and get the skills, but she'd always remain back where she was at.
Yeah, she always remained herself.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what universe she went to, it was still like her same body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
because in the beginning, the alpha version of her husband pops in and he's like, listen, I'm not going to remember this. I'm not your husband. This, gives her information and pops out. But whenever she pops in and out, she's still herself.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
maybe it's because she's different, like they kind of say in the movie. Like,
maybe he can do it too. It's just she can also jump. It's like you can do whatever.
Yeah,
you just jump around.
There's still, again, this is definitely one of those movies where like I see the vision. I get like what they're going for. For the most part, I felt like I was following it pretty well. But I bet if I go back and watch it a second time, I'll be like, oh. Now I get the wiener fingers. So
the wiener fingers. I get it. It was a metaphor for
the hot dog hands. It all makes sense now. Wow, this movie wouldn't have been nearly as good if they had gotten rid of the hot dog hands. I mean, this really just is the glue for everything in this movie. So yeah, I look forward to watching this probably a few more times in my life, and then I'm hoping it's just one of those things where I'll just pick up a couple more things than
I'm sure. I'm sure there is, because I mean, we've mentioned some very small details that we just noticed on the first watch, so I can't even imagine how many details there are. Because this was very well made. It seemed like, or it was very well made, and I'm sure it was so much so well made that there's so many details sprinkled out.
Yeah,
throughout the whole thing.
Absolutely. So, great movie. Good start to the day. That was,
Hey, we got after it today.
Yeah, well, because I'll tell you this. At the beginning of the movie, I was like, oh, man. Like, this is going to be kind of tough. Like, so I needed a good movie, because if it had been like kind of just a normal-ass basic movie, I might have fallen asleep at times.
That's true, yeah.
But this movie kept me going. I mean, I've been up since 4:30 this morning. So, and I got a whole day.
You got a whole day ahead of you.
I don't have time to just go home and take a nap. So
yeah, me either. I gotta leave very soon to go work.
You got work, and you know what? I got college football to go watch with the family.
Let's go. It was a good day. Worked out early in the morning. Knocked out an entire podcast, which takes us like 3 or 4 hours to do.
Yep.
It's only 11. Like, we got the whole day. Like, usually on the weekends, I'd probably be like, I've started like just an hour ago. Like, I'll wake up at like 8 or 9 and mosey around to like 10:30, and then I get started. But dude, we knocked out major responsibilities already.
Feels good. Get up, get after it. It's your life. Make it whatever you want it to be.
We're out. Also, sorry for the shorter episode. We have things to do today. Now we're out.